Alright, sorry everybody about the technical difficulty. What can you do? Alright, let me make sure everything's back up and running before I start talking and stuff.
Okay. Sorry, sitting there quiet.
I
thought you
I can't
lost
find
me
the
again.
live. It's not showing me live like it should be. There we go. Alright, back live. Let me get this shared back over to Discord. Technical difficulty, unfortunately.
Hollywood had just joined us as well.
I know. Maybe that's what happened. It's their fault.
That could be.
Alright, so we're back in action. Did you get my screen share?
I did.
Alright, cool.
Rico says
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Alright, we're starting to get people back in here. Please leave a like on this one as well. A little technical difficulty. We'll restart right at the beginning here, starting right now at lap number 12. So you can see Snowman still out there in the lead. Got T-Dubs not too far behind, but him and Quirk started battling there. As Rico had mentioned, T-Dub's save was so awesome, but unfortunately it kind of ruined their race towards first. Right now, Snowman kind of running away with that playoff point, and had it been on the fast lap as well, he would own that one. Rick, Monkey, Stu sits in 6th. Rebel Hawk and Redneck rounding up our field here. Snowman goes by, or comes through the last sector of our course. That'll bring us to 8 to go here in this main event for the All-Star race here in our karts. Oh, Jimmy joining the chat as well. Thank you guys for joining. Please hit that like button.
Snowman pulling away just shows you how important that draft is in the karts. At T-Dubs and Cork, they just don't look like they're going to be able to catch up.
No,
well, Snowman's also running a lot faster.
I was going to say, we'll go back to that aspect of things. This man is 110s all the way up until he ran the fastest lap of the race on lap 10.
Yeah, he's running half a second faster right now. Half a second or more. I can't see his time for lap 13. Wait.
We're on lap 13.
I know, my counter says 10, 13, 12, 13.
Switch back, switch forward.
Ah, there we go, thanks.
It's some kind of glitch, but yeah.
He's a half second faster.
We're doing great, Jimmy. Even better that you've shown up. Give us a view here. Jimmy been around a while. Sneaks into the races here and there and watches us when he can. Much appreciated.
Do I know Jimmy?
We don't know him personally, but from just the viewer's sake, yeah, we know Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, these guys start to separate just a tad. Snowman's starting to work his way up towards 8th place, actually.
Cork is around.
Oh, no.
Not replay worthy. He saved it. Kinda. He spun around. Got it going again, but he fell further back.
It kind of gives Rick some hope at a podium here now. Monkey not too far off Rick either. Oh, did I see somebody around back there? I think I just kind of weird fade in or out there for the stream, actually.
Could be. So Snowman.
Oh, we got a battle for 7th cooking up as Redneck was able to get around Rebel Hawk, and we had mentioned, Snowman's right there. He's working on lapping these guys as they bring us to 7 to go now.
Yeah. That's a pretty good run, though. It's over half the race. In the second heat, they were starting to get lapped in just 10 laps.
You can see T-Dubs ran his best lap of the race on lap 14. That was just the last lap. And I was going to mention before that he was kind of closing the gap here on Snowman. And, Snowman and Rebel Hawk kind of have a discrepancy for track position there. That's going to help T-Dubs out quite a bit. And I'd mentioned T-Dubs' fastest lap of the race, almost 10.2 as a 10.192. And Snowman ran probably his slowest lap of the race at a 1:11.4 on lap 14. And we had seen T-Dubs kind of close that gap a little bit. And T-Dub's going to kind of have the help once again of a lapped cart of Rebel Hawk. If he can kind of use that slipstream to his advantage here, he could possibly close this gap up just a tad on the leader.
Snowman has Redneck in front of him to help out.
I don't know if T-Dubs got into the rear of Rebel Hawk here or what. That was crazy. Snowman is running this thing like a boss. T-Dubs is right there, though. He can see him.
Their lap 15 times are only 0.014 difference.
There you go. That's 1/100th of a second, folks.
Yes. 18 thousandths to you and me. I don't remember what movie that was, but that was something close to a movie quote. I think that was Vacation. It was.
The Griswolds?
Yes, the Griswolds.
That little remake they did of that movie was alright too, with Ed Helms.
One of the few that was good. Usually I'm not a big fan of the remakes. They're usually worse than the original, but that one was fine. It was funny.
Kind of reminded me of the movie RV.
Yeah. The Hot Springs was a funny part, or Hot Springs. That was great. The movie RV. I was thinking of the Millers. We're the Millers.
Yeah, RV has Robin Williams in it. Pretty sure.
Don't know if I've watched that movie. Rick Slick just overtakes Cork for third.
Oh.
Cork takes it back.
Oh, I think you're a little bit ahead of me here.
Are you moving? Or am I moving?
We're at 20, 13, 14.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, you're ahead of me.
I'm ahead of you. Anyways, Rick's still bringing the smoke back to third place here. We had mentioned, Cork, he gets around a few times here or there. It can really change up things. And we'd mentioned a little glimpse of hope for Rick Slick to maybe get up here on the podium, and he's right there battling for it with 3 remaining. See, Cork locks it up down here in the turn number 1. Jimmy says this track reminds him of Peak Hill. I can't quite place Peak Hill.
Maybe that's a local place. I don't know. I remember this track in older GT versions, and I remember there being more hills where your car would catch air.
Also, new physics package this time around.
That's true.
So we've seen Snowman here. He's not having none of that T-dubs at the last second stuff as he brings us to 2 to go. He hit a 109 again. Oh, a Stu's around right here in turn number 1. I think that requires a West Higgins ORV replay. Oh, yeah, he goes down through the grass. Oh, yeah, he's got him smoked up. throws her in reverse, try to get her back going. Oh, Snowman barely misses him coming by. Could have been tragedy for our first place hitter in that battle for the
Wow.
playoff point.
That might require a fire suit change for Snowman at the end of this race.
That's very possible.
Where are the T-Dubs? Oh, T-Dubs is right there.
Yeah, he might have closed up just a tad here. T-Dubs, if he can catch the 6th place car of Stu, he'll have another kind of helping hand trying to get up to the 1st place position. Ooh, we got a pack right here. Battle for 7th place right ahead of Cork. Redneck and Rebel Hawk still fighting it out on track, but Cork's trying to find a way around to advance his position. You know, these guys are neck and neck. He can't get around. Performs that inside-outside look here, but has Redneck all the way on his outside. Almost clear. I believe he got into Redneck. Put him into the curbing. 1 to go, presented by Skew Car as Snowman goes by down into turn number 1. And there's that 6th place car right there in perfect position for T-Dubs. If he can stick around right behind this car as they get back to the straight stretches, that could bar well for him. Monkey's holding on to 5th. 6th on back will be on their final lap, a lap down. Probably just some issues there. We saw early on in this race, Redneck and Stu got into each other there around lap 4 or 5. Snowman kind of overcooked the turn, and then just some guys, catching that grass here or there, getting around. Looks like T-Dubs was able to use that 24 car to his advantage, but just that guy up there up front, as you can tell by the lap times over there, his slowest lap in the last 10 was a 1:11. And if you look back towards it, like Monkey and Stu, that's just kind of been where they've been running, is in the 1:11s here.
You could have used different examples.
The Snowman will go across victorious. He will claim the playoff point here in your Ruthless All-Star Showdown in the Karts. T-Dubs able to claim 2nd, but it holds no reward here. Leading down into turn number 1 will not matter. Cork able to survive to some extent and hang on to 3rd place. As I don't know if he survived the ending though. Rick Slick will finish 4th, 7th of Rebel Hawk. I guess he got around Redneck Jesus, so that makes Monkey finish 5th. Stu's going to finish 6th. Rebel Hawk in 7th, and Redneck's driving backwards. So for your entertainment purposes only. I'm not sure what's going on here with old boy.
It might be for entertainment. He's certainly no Kyle Busch going backwards.
No, he cannot have his CDLs.
No. That was a great race. T-Dubs was closer than I thought at the end of that race.
He definitely did close the gap there a little bit. I think maybe he used the 24 as sort of a slipstream advantage coming back up the hill. That probably helped him. And then Snowman, trying to showboat a little bit, might have laid off the throttle. We did see him park it on the start-finish line in heat number 1, where he was also able to take that victory. T-Dubs was able to take heat number 2, but ultimately Snowman's going to win the playoff point. Both T-Dubs and Snowman started back there in around 6th, 7th, 5th, 6th, somewhere in there to start this. A lot of pack racing to start this one. That was on the other stream. Unfortunately, some technical issues around lap number 12 on this on the main event, but you can always catch both parts. Just kind of speak on what this new to us event was like. We hit the new track on the game with the Karts, which a lot of people usually don't run, and just kind of jump us into what we'll see next week.
Yeah, the Karts, absolute blast to race. They were more fun than I thought. I was not a fan of the kart racing. I'm not good at it. It seemed to be one of the worst things ever. I was, felt doomed for a last place, and been practicing and just racing all kinds of different tracks. And in the end, I just love these things. They're fun to race, and I like how all the karts are exactly equal. It's complete skill. in driving and careful driving. You don't have to worry about anything. Just race and hold on to your cart. And so before I go on, I forgot to mention that I talked to T-Dubs before this race and asked him about his cart and what his strategy was for the race. And I also asked him that question everybody always wants to know is, what does TWC stand for? Almost seemed like he was looking into the future because he said 3 wide carts. And he showed us that today, and when they were racing, they were 3 wide for about 10 laps. So I thought that was interesting. Even though Karts is spelled with a K, we all know that. I don't think T-Dubs is the best speller, but that's what he said. 3 wide carts, so we know that for the future. And then looking off into next week, first, congratulations to Snowman on the kart win. That was a good one. He was dominant out there all day. Got the second place and second heat, but managed to win pretty easily. Even the T-Dubs was kind of close, but Snowman dominated that heat once he got out front. And then next week, we are headed off to Sardinia in Italy to restart the GT3 section of our season. And that is going to be a fun race. I've been watching some practices out there. I've run some laps myself. I don't see a clear winner for next week. Everybody's running very fast there. T-Dubs is running the fastest at this point, but only by about a second. So it's going to be some pretty good stuff. And it's high-speed track, a lot of tight corners, some more great views, a lot of windmills around that track. So I think it's going to be a great race again, starting next week, and that starts the second half of our season, which is mostly GT3s with some other races still mixed in, but I think it's 6 or 7 GT3 races to finish up the season.
Then yeah, just the one rally race.
In Super Formula.
Yeah.
In Mazda Roadsters at Northern Isle.
Man, oh man. So still a lot to go on here in this season. Championship race is still rather close, with T-Dubs having that kind of offshoot of 5 weeks that, we're not used to seeing out of him. So that's kind of kept things close. But 2 sweeping weeks back to back has kind of put him right back there ahead of the battle. So yeah, a lot to pay attention to. And then, I think the super formulas kind of play into his hands as well. He's a very technical driver, and those are some very technical cars. So that might work out for him.
I think I might have something for him in Super Formulas.
There you go. We could have us a fight down there at Autodrome Interlagos whenever that race comes around.
I think so. Yeah, that's a great track for Super Formulas. You don't see it too often, but you can smoke the tires through some of those turns with the downforce of those cars and the G's you're pulling. You got plenty of grip. You're not losing it, but tires smoking.
Yes, it'd be interesting to see how guys try to work the strategies there in those with how those tires are working out. Could see a lot of guys on the hard tires once again, which is sort of a theme with this season. We've seen guys having to run the hard tire on a lot of these tracks.
Yeah, since we got the new physics package with the update, we really haven't seen the soft tires come out.
Oh, that's true. We might have saw them a few times here or there. Some guys trying to sneak a playoff point in with the lap. But other than that, yeah, if you've been racing, you've kind of been on the medium to hard tires. So, yeah, this new physics package has definitely brought a different style to the racing. Fuel strategies kind of remain the same, but sort of kind of putting the tires in your hands along with the fuel. So that's something that we've been having to keep an eye on.
Yep.
But as always, Monkey, much appreciated doing this with me, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Look at that. Is that a train station? No, it's the cable cars.
Yeah, it's like a cable car station.
That's really
cable carts. But thanks to everybody who's tuned in. Hope you hit that like button. Sorry that we had the technical difficulty. If Hollywood's able to be in the booth tomorrow, you should see him bringing you the Ruthless Pro Series tomorrow around 9 o'clock, as I will be in the 21 machine trying to grab another win there in the Pro Series. So we'll see how that one's able to go down. Should be a slight fuel saving race, uh, especially with no pits in stage one, only one pit in stage two, and I think it's two pits to end the race. And Pocono being the tricky triangle that it is, a long, I think about 2.5 mile track actually. So a lot of space there at Pocono too, so we could possibly see guys 4 wide out of turn one. It's very common there. And the tunnel turn does sometimes show some calamity, but hopefully we have a little calmer race over in the Pro Series than we had in our first 2 weeks, and hopefully that the lag storms will stay at bay as well.
Nice. How do you feel about driving a Mustang in that race?
I'm not thrilled about it, but we'll try to take her to victory lane. I've never rode a horse before.
Nice. I'm sure you'll look good in it, and it'll look good with you in it.
I appreciate that.
Once you drive a Mustang, you may never go back.
I'll be the judge of that. But yeah, thanks to everybody. Thanks to Monkey, Ruthless Nation, the best nation. Patriots and Jets tomorrow. Tune in for that as well. Hopefully we can get a big division win there for the Pats. But yeah, nonetheless, it's going to be rock on, race on, Ruthless Racing.